Hey, y'all know me dropping in to spread a little tea. And you know how we do it, so let's get right into it. Hey, y'all, so we're about to get into part two of the kidnapping of her son for 8 years that her baby daddy took her through.
Everything that he had went through. This is at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I have a witness while they over there trying to claim that I was coercing my kids. Why the F would I ever make my children say that they were abused? What sick mother, never mind. I'm not going to say what sick mother would do that, but I don't want to hear that. I don't like feeling helpless when it comes to my children. So I immediately call CPS. So I reach out to CPS because I'm like, okay, you know what? No matter what happens, let me make sure that y'all never go back there. So I wait for baby TY to wake up so I can ask him too. So while me and my fiance at the time are talking to Titan, I'm like, you know what? All the times I talked to you on the phone, like, why didn't you say anything? I would have came to get you. And then I started to feel bad because I felt like I was blaming him. So I took it back and I just hugged him and I apologized. And he was like, I was scared. I never had a moment to tell you. And that's when I thought back. Every time they called me, the grandfather was standing directly behind them, like hovering over them. Every phone call. They were out there for almost a year. Sick bastards. Anyways, so I get a hold of CPS and they pretty much say California. I'm in Texas. So they say California CPS has to handle it because that's where it was. That's where it happened at. So I call California CPS and I make the report. When baby TY finally wakes up, I start talking to him and he confirms the story. So he confirms the same story that Titan is telling, except he starts adding in that he was being bullied by his uncles, which are his grandfather's kids. So he's like, yeah, everything that you would send me, they would break it. They wouldn't let us get a turn on the game systems. Like, they're just telling me a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm reporting this. When I take them up to the courts in Texas and I'm explaining the story, they're like, we can't do anything because they're not residences of Texas yet. You guys have to be here for 6 months. So I was in the process of buying a home while they were out there. So when they came back, we were continuing the home buying process. Well, because the grandparents had the address to the home that we were going to move to, I explained that to the realtor. But thankfully, I'm telling y'all, God really be working on my side. So I had put in $5,000 of earnest money already. So after explaining the story, you know, my realtor was pretty much like, the seller is not going to, you know, care because, you know, you already put the earnest money down. They already stopped taking applicants. Like, the home is under contract. You guys are about to close. And I'm going to post those screenshots from my email as well because I still have all of them. Thank God that the realtor ended up getting back to me and saying that the home couldn't be insured. I'm not going to say why the house couldn't be insured because it really doesn't, it's irrelevant to this story. So we didn't end up getting that home. So we start to notice that there is a white F-150 truck parked outside of our door of our current residence randomly. And he'll just sit there and watch, type down on his computer and look up and watch. We have been noticing that for 2 days. So we go to the laundromat and that white truck comes. Well, my fiance at the time, he's like, that's either a private investigator or like somebody with the law. So he's like, they're very obvious. Like, they drive those big trucks and they have a certain look and demeanor to them. So I'm watching him and he's just watching us. We're washing laundry. He's sitting outside the laundromat. We walk into this pizza place intentionally. He walks in like 5 minutes later. We moved within 24 hours. When I tell you we were out of there within 24 hours, we were out of there within 24 hours. That's how we ended up leaving Arlington and moved to Houston. Now I'm starting to see, like, you know, behavioral issues. And my oldest son is like beating up the other kids, and I had to take Titan to the hospital on multiple occasions. And I'm sitting down and I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why are you hitting your siblings? Like, these are your siblings. And he's like, well, because I was being bullied at my dad's house, so now it's my turn to be a bully. That's exactly what he told me. Explained to him that we don't do that here. There's no bullying. Like, we love here. Like, you guys can argue, you guys are brother and sister, but you're their big brother. Like, you're the oldest one. Like, you're supposed to protect them. So I'm explaining that to him. So I'm thinking everything is good. I end up getting served with court paperwork because I answered my front door. I was on FaceTime with this boy named Mon. This is after me and my fiance at the time done broke up. I ended up finding out that he liked men. I already put that story time up. Yo, I really been through a lot, okay? But we're not gonna focus this on that. So I'm on FaceTime with this boy named Mon. Not dating or anything. Like, he's really a cool friend. Like, I have him on TikTok. I'm gonna tag him in this video. So I'm on FaceTime with him, and there's like a hard knock on the door, as if it is the police. But like I said, y'all, I'm not from the street, so I don't really know what to listen to. He's like, don't answer that door, Jazz. Don't answer that door. I'm like, I'm gonna answer the door? Like, so once I answer the door, I get served with court paperwork. It hasn't been the 6 months yet, so I wasn't able to file first. He did. So they served me with the court paperwork, and then after that, CPS starts showing up to my door back to back to back, because they got confirmation that they were able to serve me. So now he knows my address. So now he needs to keep sending CPS to my house in order to build his case. The kids keep showing up with like marks or bruises. So I bought security cameras for inside the house because I was working from home. So no, I was not always able to keep my eyes on them 24/7. I don't know any parent that keeps their eyes on their children 24/7, even if they're not working from home. So I bought cameras so I can at least do my best. He kept breaking the cameras. He kept breaking the cameras, kept breaking the laptop that controls the cameras. My poor baby.
That little boy was acting out because of the things he had seen going on with either you and his dad, or like you said, his dad and his girlfriend. But that's what we all, as women, men too, because they go through DV too. But that's what we all need to consider is these kids. We don't realize how this affects the kids mentally. It really messes them up. And they say that as a child, from the time you're born up until 7 years old, those years are very important because those years will basically structure the rest of your life. So if you're dealing with DV with children under the age of 7, that's already embedded in their head. And you have to do extensive work, therapy, and everything to get these kids back on track. You can't just act like it didn't happen. You can't just move on and think just because you're old enough and mature enough to move on and put things behind you that your children are old enough to do it, because they don't have the mentality to be able to cope and deal with the things that they see. They don't have a say-so in anything. They can't say, Mommy, I want you to leave Daddy. Daddy, I don't want you here, whether it's a boyfriend or girlfriend. They don't have a say-so in anything. So we got to be careful when we in these toxic relationships and we bringing kids into it. Let's get back to the video.
So during the court case, you know, I bring up the abuse that they faced at the hands of the grandparents. Tyrone says that's not true. She's lying. She coerced the boys into saying that. Well, the judge said, sir, your dad admitted to hitting them. Your dad admitted to hitting them a lot, actually. So going forward, there will be no corporal punishment. That was the first time I had ever even heard that word. So yes, I Googled it. But all in all, because she ruled no corporal punishment and he raised baby TY, obviously not by my choice, he he was awarded summer times. So CPS comes to the door with like allegations. They don't find anything, so they close the case. But he ended up winning for summers. So he gets summertime now, and I have during the school year. No communication at all. It had been all that entire school year. He's not wanting to communicate with either one of them. Not the boys, like not the child that he raised, nothing. I did the best that I could with the cards that I was dealt. They fought, okay? They fought. That's what happened. While I was cooking dinner, they fought. Like I said, I don't know any real parent that's able to keep their eye on their kid 24/7. Now, this is right before summertime when he's about to leave to go with his dad. So now he got a mark on his face. Titan has the same mark on his face. I think they had a mark on their neck from scratching each other. And then the big old bite mark on their chest. Like, they both had identical marks. We meet up at the police station. I instantly tell the father where the marks came from. So I had recorded the entire thing from beginning to end. He walks off with, before he leaves with our oldest son, he walks off with our youngest son and tells him, you'll see your mom for what she really is. I've always wanted you. Don't let her tell you any different. You'll find out what's really going on when you get older. My son comes back crying, and I'm like, what did you say to him? And he's like, nothing. I'm just having father-son talk. So I say in front of my son, I said, well, why you don't take him for the summer too? Why you don't want him for the summer too? He's like, you know I can't. I said, oh, okay. Because I don't know what he told my son, but I just assumed that it had to have been some type of excuse that he made up as to why he's not treating them equal. So we leave. I get a call from the police station the next day that a report has been made against me for child abuse, but that the report is being closed because they spoke to the child. So when we left the police station, Tyrone stayed back at the police station and made a report for the bite marks and the scratch on his neck and the other scratch that was on the side of his face. He went and made a report, but made it as if I was the perpetrator. But the police officers spoke to baby TY by himself, and that's when he said, no, the marks came from my brother. So next thing I know, CPS shows up at their school. I didn't know CPS went to their school first. I didn't find that out until they came to the house. So while I'm working from home with my youngest baby, Lala at the time, CPS is at the school talking to my other kids. So she comes to my house and she's like, can I come in? I tell my job, like, hey, I'm dealing with this BS again. So that's when she explains to me that the report is against me for child abuse and that I leave my children at home by themselves 3 days at a time. He told the worker that I leave them at home for 3 days at a time and make our oldest son watch his siblings and make him take them to school and make him cook for them. It's not funny. Make him cook for them and while I'm just out living my best life 3 days a week. I told that lady, well, I live a good ass life in his head, because what the hell? I'm kid-free 3 days a week. It's not funny, y'all, but it was really nuts. Anyways, let me get all this. So basically, she tells me that I need to get all the proof possible for me to leave them at home 3 days at a time because I work Tuesday through Saturday. And I'm always the face that the school sees in the morning, and I'm also the face that they see when I pick them up from school. So I'm letting the school know what happened, so they email in a statement. The last day of school for Outley was May 26, 2022. I included the boys' school attendance records, which show the first day of summer school as well, and the last day of summer school, which is 6/30/22. He got him right after summer school. Also, my job emailed in a copy of my VPN and my sign-in records showing that I'm at home Tuesday through Saturday during my work hours. They can't prove where I was after work, but they can prove where I was during the day. So that already debunks that they were home alone 3 days at a time. So then, like I said, I'm glad I'm an internet female, because we were feeding the homeless every Sunday. Every Sunday, we were feeding the homeless. So that's documented. Here goes more. When I ordered 90 meals from Jack in the Box, and they were sick about it. I felt terrible in that court, having to prove that my son was coerced into lying. It's not possible. I took them to karate classes on Thursdays. I had to get the karate class statements. It was just so crazy, like how you would make your own son lie on his mom. Like, it's so much, y'all. So now we're going back to court. So we go back to court, and they pretty much tell both of us that any evidence against each other, we have to email it in. So I email mine in excited. So I get theirs, and he has witness statements from his Aunt Teresa. And her whole witness statement was a lie from the jump. So I was so excited to debunk that whole witness statement. First, she said I moved to San Francisco before I even turned 18. Ma'am, I was still on probation, being seen by my probation officer multiple times in a week, up until the day I turned 18. That's not possible. That's not possible for me to be in two places at one time. Second of all, she said, when I moved out there, under the age of 18, by the way, I got a place. How was I able to get a place under the age of 18? Don't you got to be 18 to get a place? Everything in his witness statement was a lie, because she was his only witness statement, and it was all lies. Like, you really sat there and lied. Like, I can't prove my age. I can't pull up doctor records. Oh, no. Then she said I gave birth. Then she said I gave birth in San Francisco. No, I didn't. I gave birth in San Diego, California, at Kaiser. I grabbed all my proof. I'm so excited to just debunk everything. So I'm asking the courts, can my son come back home, you know, while all of this is going on, because school is about to start for him. Like, just until you guys finish your investigation. They're like, no, because the allegations are against you right now. I'm like, okay, well, CPS is about to close the case, so I don't understand. They give my son a lawyer. So they give my son a lawyer and let my son decide where he wants to stay. Well, all of a sudden, the grandparents and the dad are taking him everywhere. Like, he outside for real, but never before. They weren't allowed to do any of that before, because when they came to me, they were like, yeah, Mom, they didn't allow us to do anything. Like, we weren't allowed to have fun. So now all of a sudden they're trying to make his time so fun for him, because he's a kid. So they're trying to manipulate him with a bunch of fun stuff so he can tell the lawyers that that's where he wants to stay. So all in all, since they were doing that, my son ultimately stated that he wants to stay with his dad because now he's having so much fun. During this court case, I was very sad, hysterical all the time. My kids are watching this. My other son, like I said, they're the same exact age. So my son ends up coming into the room and telling me, Mom, we really did not like him being here because he was abusing us. And we didn't want to tell you because you had been so sad that you haven't had baby TY. We didn't want to ruin that for you. So for my other son to basically express to me that he compressed everything that he was going through to save my feelings because I wanted my baby back so bad, That broke my heart, because I feel like I was intentionally being blind because I wanted my baby so bad. And what my friends had to sit down and make me realize, as well as my counselors, because I did have to go to therapy, is that I didn't raise him. I had a fantasy in my head of what he was like and what I wanted him to be like, and what I wanted our life to be like. And I just wanted my baby back so bad that I didn't realize everything else that was going on around me. Even though it was in my face, I was intentionally not seeing it, because that's my baby. Like, that's still my baby. Lord have mercy. So ultimately, he's with his dad. I have summers. This is just gonna be the final video, just pretty much like where life is at right now. Just a little update for you guys. I was in a very, very dark place, like a place I'm embarrassed to talk about, but it's a part of my story. Like I said, I'm always tell like my faults and my mess ups. I was depressed, to say the least. I wasn't cleaning up. I wasn't cooking. I was doing the bare minimum as a mom, like pretty much just making sure I kept my kids alive. That's how dark of a place I fell into. And can you imagine how your house would look with multiple children in it and you're not cleaning it? It was bad, like embarrassing bad. I'm so thankful for my village. Even the girl that we're not even friends anymore. Like, I'm thankful for her too, because, you know, they all pitched in and they all did their parts for me, and they all picked me up while I was down, and they all helped me clean up my home and get it back to where I had it before. You know, they were really there for me, and I'm really appreciative for them, because I don't know where I would be at if I did not have those people that I had in my life at the time. You know, they all made me realize, like, Jazz, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. So, you know, even my gun wasn't making me feel safe. The cameras in my home weren't making me feel safe. It was like nothing was making me feel safe. So when I decided to take my life back and not allow him to control my life anymore, the car that I had, although it was like my first car, I had to get rid of it because it had so much negativity attached to it. That's the car that they crashed into. So I sold that car and I went and I bought a new car. I wanted to move, so I started the home buying process again after buying a new car. See, no one ever taught me about financial literacy. No one ever taught me about like credit or anything like that. So I'm learning as I go. Well, when the mortgage company got back to me, they stated that because I had just bought a new car, that my debt to income was too high. I tried to take the car back. Obviously, you can't do that. I didn't know that, though. So I decided that me and my children are going to move into a one-bedroom and just thug it out in the one-bedroom for about a year so I can pay my car off fast and move us into a home that they deserve. They deserve sunshine and rainbows at the end of a thunderstorm. They've been through so much. So I want to give them the home that they deserve. So I said, all right, you guys, we're going to thug it out in a one-bedroom, because what I make is taken up by my bills. I don't get government assistance, none of it. No food stamps, none of that. I wasn't getting any of it because I, quote unquote, make too much. Being middle class as a single mother is not a good thing. Being in the lower class is a good thing, because that's when you get the Section 8 and all the government assistance and all that. Like, I would literally use up all my money on food and bills, and I would literally have maybe 40 to 60 bucks to my name at the end of the month. And then, you know, I don't want my kids to suffer, so I would use that $40 to $60 to make sure that they went off and had fun. Well, while I was doing that, I got denied for the one bedroom because, remember I told you guys we left that apartment within 24 hours? Well, that's now on my credit. So I got denied for the 1 bedroom. My mom ends up calling me and stating that she was planning on renting out the back room without even knowing that I had been looking for a 1 bedroom. So I was like, wow. It seemed like this whole situation was still affecting my life. So I do hope that you guys continue to support me. Going forward, my content is going to be how we live with all these children in this one room, what my day-to-day life is like, what motherhood is like. I do a lot of mom satire, y'all. I have to make myself laugh from my trauma, so I do that. But I really hope that you guys support me, because that'll definitely assist me with being able to pay my car off a lot faster so I can get my children this home that they deserve. I just want them to have a big backyard, their own rooms. I want them to have it all. And I'm going to bust my butt to get it. Thank you guys for coming through. It actually felt really good to get that off my chest, because I had been holding that in a long time. A lot of people, they knew like majority of the story, but you know, they didn't know everything. So it honestly felt really good to be able to finally get that off my chest, because I know a lot of people had different versions of the story, especially based on who you talk to. So yeah, my children, thank you guys. And yeah, we hope you guys stick around and stay tuned for this rainbow that we are going to get. We're going to speak that into existence, that we are going to get at the end of the thunderstorm, because they've really been through a lot. But we got this.
What am I supposed to do now?
Get up and go on with your life. It's all right. Sit around, be depressed for a minute, cry about it, do whatever you have to, but don't stay there too long. Get up and go on with your life.
I had to come outside for this one, because that's what I have been saying the entire time. Like, you guys are acting like these are not my children. Or let me rephrase that, because y'all not going hard for the other one. Y'all putting in zero effort for y'all other grandkid. It's only that one. And they're the same age. They're the exact same age. They were born in the same year. Y'all putting zero effort for that one. But for my other son, y'all are going so hard like I'm not his mom. And then y'all over here trying to play court, judge, and the jury. I was a kid. Y'all have been manipulating me since I was a kid. Y'all were all the adults. Your nephew, your son, and all of y'all. His auntie Teresa reaching out to me on the side, talking about yeah, I've been telling Tyrone that he's wrong because my great nephew, which is my oldest son, my great nephew came up to me around Mother's Day asking if he had a mom. Why you got my baby out here thinking that he don't have a mom? She's like, yeah, I told him that he has a mom. His mama. When I talked to his mama, oh, I'm going to try so hard not to cry on this one, because like I said, his mama, that was my dog. Like, anytime that man beat me up, she instantly would grab me and put me in a car and would drive me somewhere. And we would just go hang out. She would go buy me fruit. I'm pregnant. She would go buy me fruit and we would just chill and hang out. She would take me to her bingo nights anytime that man put his hands on me. She would go off on him. She would, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Like, anyways, I finally talked to his mama. She's like, I used to tell baby TY about you all the time. I used to tell him, your mama is so beautiful. You have such a beautiful mama. I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna come back. Now, I could understand if I was the type of baby mama that would keep a child from their father and y'all are in fear that you guys would never see your grandchild again. I could completely understand that 100% because there are a lot of bitter baby mamas out here. But I never did that to him. Everything that he did to me, all the abuse, all the cheating, I never brought the boys into it, even though I should have. But like I said, I was a child. All of y'all were the adults, not me, y'all. Let me tell y'all about this one story. So after he done beat me up, and him in the hand that he hit me with, and I came back to San Diego, he reached out because he wanted to see both his sons. So I told him, absolutely, you can come and get your sons. He came to get the boys. Mind you, I'm a tired mom. I have 2 under the age of 1. I am tired. I am exhausted. I'm running off of no sleep. None. Zip. So of course, like, I'm not really, reality sometimes was not reality to me because I was sleep deprived. So when he came and got the boys, I accidentally put the wrong can of milk in there. I accidentally put the can of milk in there that had like this much left at the bottom. And when he reached out to me about it, I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can give you the other can. I didn't do that on purpose. He's like, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. My stepmom is going to get it. Do you know when this man came back to the house with his cousin Ray, by the way, that they all denied in court was their family member. When he came back to the house with his cousin Ray, do you know that they told me that my stepmom doesn't want me to give you the can of milk that she bought for Titan because she bought the milk and she don't want you to have it? I said, am I the one that drinks baby milk? Like, this lady don't even know me. You don't know me, and you don't like me that much that what if I really didn't have another can of milk? What if I didn't have another can of milk? What if that was my last can of milk? You willing to let any child starve? Forget it if y'all, y'all thought or assumed that he wasn't related to y'all. Regardless, you bought the milk for him. Do I drink baby milk? Would I benefit from baby milk in any type of way? Absolutely not. So what if that was his only can? What if the milk that you bought was all that he had? You would be okay with a child? Like, I knew that they was evil, y'all, but when I tell you these people been manipulating me for so damn long that I just couldn't. They had like a control over me, y'all. I've been dealing with these folks since I was 16. 16. Going through my own family issues. They convincing me that they love me more than my family. That they're doing me favors. You're not doing me a favor. You're not doing me a favor at all. I wish every day that I could go back in time. I don't regret my sons not one bit. I just regret not being the bitter baby mama that clearly I should have been. And it's not even being bitter, because any man that could beat you up in front of your children, you don't even need to be around them. Any man that could hover over you and watch you struggle with these two babies, one being only a few days old and the other one being 10 months old. Any man that could watch a mother in pain struggle to take care of their children, all while he's sitting on a computer cheating, does not need to be raising no boys. Any man that could know a woman just had a major surgery and still watch me struggle with these boys is not somebody that needs to be raising any boys. Any man that could put his hands on me while I'm holding their child is not a man that needs to be raising any boys. See, I was refraining from saying certain stuff in them videos, but now I really don't care. Now I don't care. When I got my son back, my son told me he witnessed his dad beat up the new girlfriend, but that they broke up and then the police came, but they didn't arrest his dad. So I had somebody, because I know a police officer, actually I know a few police officers. So I had them pull up that record because I thought I was going to be able to use it in court. Well, when they pulled up the record, they said, no, there was a domestic violence dispute at that address. And when we did speak to Mr. Tyrone as the perpetrator, but the woman refused to press charges, so we couldn't arrest him. So, like, you still beating on women. You still beat on women. You have not changed. The girlfriend before me told me that he smacked her, but I was so young and dumb, I did not believe her. I did not believe her. I thought that she was just mad because you was still trying to mess with him the entire time that we was together. Even after we had our two sons, she was still dealing with him. So I find it hard to believe that this is somebody that abused you, because when I left him, I wasn't still dealing with him. So it's kind of hard listening to somebody claiming that a person is beating them up, but you're still trying to date them. So no, that's not somebody that I'm going to listen to, because you're still trying to date them yourself.
What happened? What happened? What happened today? We won. We won court. Thank you, Michelle. We won and bang.
First things first, I want to thank you guys for all of the support. It took a lot for me to bring every single detail about this situation to social media, because like I said, they honestly had me scared of them for the longest time. Like, I was always being threatened with
lawyers and we'll do this and we'll do that. I'm not scared anymore. I won the first hearing. Once he got him for the summertime, if you haven't already, just go check out those videos. I go into way more detail about that. This coming up series is just going to be me going through all of the court documents with you guys that I provided to the courts. I do know for a fact that had I had a lawyer and had enough time to actually get a lawyer, because it was an emergency hearing because of all the lies that he told, there was not enough time for me to get a free lawyer. I stayed up for a week straight calling all of the free assistance lawyers, and they kept saying that the case is coming up too fast so that they wouldn't represent me. And obviously, as a single mother to 4 children, I did not have the money for a lawyer. I'm hoping that this story will reach a lawyer and he's willing to take on my case. But regardless, all in all, this fight is not over. I'm definitely still going to be fighting. So please, you guys, like, comment, share. Let's get this story out there as far as possible so I can get all the support that I need. I'll be crossing out names because obviously I can't put their names out there. Now, if somebody just so happens to leak all of their names, you know, I wouldn't be upset.
Let me know in the comments below what y'all think. Also, let me know if you want me to continue to follow this story. Well, guys, that's all the commentary I have for now. As always, thanks for watching. I will talk to you shortly. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I upload a video. Don't forget to support your Black-owned businesses. Visit ours in the link below.